Hello, hello. We are back with more Danganronpa. Literally, like, not even a minute later. I want to get back into this, so, yeah. Just had to stop the recording and start another one for, like, a good time amount and stuff. So, yeah. We're going and we're doing the investigation. Here we go, here we go. Or not the investigation, the class trial. I'm actually kind of nervous. I know how it happened. So I don't really need to be nervous, but I'm not exactly good with these things, so we'll see how it goes. Ahem, so is everyone ready, or to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on.
Kidding! I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her here, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Okay, just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. She obviously does not want to be here. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! Oh, so nice now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator. Let's get this show on the road! I'll see you guys down there!
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Drink water. Bet. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And the murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here.
Hey, come on.
Toko, man, what's got her so worked up? I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. Obviously does not want to be here. Hi, Taka. I don't know why the killer did what they did. Well, neither do I, Taka. You and I are in the same boat. I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? Can I, like, go? Okay. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
True.
Yes. I give a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walk toward the elevator on shaky legs. Each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. I said stabbing to race. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. I can read, yes. As we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart began to grow bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally it came to a sudden stop. I love that Aoi is the one who presses the buttons. This is so adorable. I don't know why. I feel like she'd be the person to press the buttons, so... What do you think? I redecorated! Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. Okay, then. Let's get this show on the road.
Chills, kills.
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. Hello. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Here we go, here we go. Yes, I want to save. I always forget to save. Okay, let's go over everything real quick. So, Monokuma file. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death was estimated to be around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the second floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. She was killed instantly. Okay. Although Chihiro wanted to get stronger, she declined several invitations from Sakura and Aoi, and may have used the locker room late at night to avoid them. Despite this, Chihiro stated that she desired help with her efforts, so she needed someone to exercise with. She may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was murdered. The dumbbell found in the girls' locker room had a significant amount of blood on it. Chihiro had told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assumed that due to her inferiority complex about being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. To unlock a locker room, you need to swipe your e-handbook over the card reader. You need a male student's handbook for the boys' locker room and a female's for the girls. It is not possible for two people to enter at the same time. Additionally, lending someone your handbook is a violation of school regulations. The handbook of each student that had died is placed in the mailbox in the main hall. One of the handbooks found in the main hall had been broken, which apparently was a rare occurrence. Junko and Sayaka's handbooks both seemed to be working, so it was assumed that the handbook was Leon's. However, Monokuma claims it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook could have been broken. Suspected genocide jacked victims include Ken Harada, Tetsuhiro Honda, Shoji Gaku, among countless others. They were killed in the same way, mounted to a nearby wall. The word bloodlust was found at the scene of the crime, written in blood. Profiling indicates the killer is likely a student suffering from a split personality disorder. Chihiro seems to have consciously kept her distance from the other girls at the school, even from the beginning. So... Meanwhile, it had been noticed that she got along remarkably well with her other male classmates. The carpet in the boys' locker room found a blackish stain on it. The blood on the poster in the girls' locker room. The poster featured a supermodel popular among young boys. Meanwhile, the poster in the boys' locker room was for a boy band popular with teenage girls. Chihiro's handbook was found on her corpse. It was not found on her corpse, which means it apparently had gone missing. Chihiro's dead body had been suspended, and her hands had been bound with some kind of rope. Her fatal injury was a blow to the head. Sakura mentioned that she was responsible for a coffee stain on the girls' locker room floor. However, the stain had since been inexplicably scrubbed away. Byakuya was known to use this lamp often. However, the extension cord had gone missing at some point, and the lamp's cord couldn't quite reach the outlet. On the night of the murder, right before the nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. Celeste had not told anyone about this other than Makoto. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Okay, here we go! Class trial!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Yes,
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Okay. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. That was the dumbbell. Yeah. Why? Why is it so easy?
It appears it was a head wound.
Okay, that would be a counter.
The Monokuma file. The killer used the blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe. Interesting.
Ah! I'll have to breathe.
Certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Okay. I almost wanna
Chihiro's fatal
Okay, so
injury.
it's the... We know which one that
It
is.
appears it was a head wound.
So, yeah.
According to the Monokuma
How do I
the killer
skip
used a
my...
blunt instrument. But what kind
That
of
was an
blunt
accident.
instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe.
Okay.
No.
Awesome. We got it. But why did it only let me have that one? Is that just because it was the only
Do we agree
possibility?
that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Is that why it was the only
And the
thing?
wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Hold on. I need to... Okay, if the next one only has one bullet, then I'm gonna go and see if I can change the difficulty, because... No, I want... Okay, look at the head wound.
That's so...
Bruh! She's literally the ultimate detective. Shush.
If you don't mind, I will
Thank
proceed
you.
from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although,
He's
I
already
believe
ready
the
to
criminal
know.
behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Yes, for real.
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer,
Don't agree,
Genocide
though.
Jack.
I don't agree, though. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more about it? Yes. Apparently I said not at all. Did I? Did I say not at all? Okay. No. This is... Give me a minute. We're looking up how to change the difficulty. Normally you can't change difficulties in the main story, but if you're at a point where you just finished a chapter, you can save the game, go back to the main menu, and choose chapter select. Okay. So we'll do that next time. Okay. Oh. I just wanted to get the... No, I think you're perfectly fine. I just was trying to shoot the white noise, bro. Okay.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
How do I...
That's impossible!
No, wait!
What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean,
Was it
come on.
right click for that
There's
stuff?
just no proof for it.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
so, speaking of Genocide Jack...
It's right click. Okay.
I don't know who
We figured it out. Okay, we'll go back. Thing Byakuya showed me in the archive. One look, and at that, anyone would be convinced. It shows that this was the work of Genocide Jack. Okay.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
That's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Here we go.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, no, that's wrong. We know. Okay.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police
No,
put together about the
Byakuya found
Genocide
that
Jack
file.
case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the
I
library?
hear Keith
The
Silverstein.
why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
Hi! No, that's okay. Don't worry. Today's gonna be a longer stream anyway, so don't worry. Everyone say welcome to Sai. Welcome to the stream.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics.
It's okay if you're
in
busy, don't
every
worry.
Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Food lust.
No, that's not. Yeah, Sai.
It's actually bloodlust.
Thank you.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Bet. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case that the world does not know, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with how the victim is positioned.
I got it! Apparently,
Steel trap
in
up
every
here.
Genocide Jack case, the
I should
killer
have
suspends the
cosplayed as
body in a
Makoto today.
certain way.
Oh well. Oh well. Next trial.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Okay.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Oh. Just saying it outright, bro. You really gonna do
Genocide
that?
Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Surely said scary movie. Broski.
Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's not just one person, but multiple people, right? Yeah. Is it only gonna give me one bullet again? Wait. No! I hate this. What? Okay. What? What is this? Oh, okay. S-S-C-H-I... Nope. It's not Z, is it? T? Ugh. What? This is my favorite class trial. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die here. Goodbye, everyone. Nobody believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Uh-oh, we already caught EM to the bait. Well then, the class trial is officially adjourned. Now, what? This is... It would appear that the one of those votes is Makoto. So this is how it... Okay, I've never seen this, so I'm just like clicking through because I want to get to the next part.
Is this...
Yeah. Giving it another shot.
Give up yet.
Okay. It's a riddle for sure. Okay. So it's S-C-H-I... What? Okay, so it's S-C-H. Okay, I thought maybe I got it wrong or something. H-I... What? S-C-H-I... I want to say O, but like there's so many Z's. Oh. S-C-H-I-Z... S? Okay. C-H-I-C... What? I don't know! No. What is it? S-C-H-I-C... I don't even know what it is. Like, I don't know what the word is. So I'm like, huh? Try O. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of O's. It just...
Is this really...
I see now. I see now. It's just like, why would it be O? But now I see. Are they trying to say schizophrenia, but without putting the whole word there? But it's not schizophrenia, it's DID. CHIZ. Oh.
Now I understand. Is it because Genocide Jack has a split
Is that like
personality?
Huh?
Short for word, yeah.
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
schizophrenia,
But still,
it's DID.
go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed? Yeah, that's...
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, I'm fine. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back and a top ending and a bottom and the sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Too well.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Bingo. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer. I'll drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was
Indeed.
afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
I feel bad for her, not gonna lie.
Promise.
Yaku's being mean.
I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This
Being kinda
is
mean.
the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Bro, you made her cry. That's not nice.
Besides, you broke your promise first.
Question mark?
You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
But you're being kind of quick to assume, sir. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control again!
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
What?
That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
I'm sorry.
But you weren't able to do it. You just
Oh my
couldn't
gosh,
resist that rush you
bro.
got from killing. Could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a
We
disappointment.
did not solve it that quickly.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Welcome.
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Yeah!
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Yeah!
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This
Bro.
one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
She's so adorable.
Some of us think we might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
You're not making your situation very good, hon.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Monokuma, be
Another
nice.
thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
No, honey.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Bro.
Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
What's the motive, though?
Motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
And
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
she sounds like she may need an asylum. Just maybe.
Secret
Just
like that
maybe.
came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I
They're like,
cannot
what?
imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such
Yes,
a
she's
bizarre
crazy. I love her.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
I do.
I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
You think maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. Ooh, here we go, folks. Here we go. Oh, I hate that this is so easy.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Status of the dead body.
Alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Just have to focus on remembering Chihiro's body. That should have the answer. That should prove that what she said isn't quite right.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
So I want
You
to
say
agree with
that,
her.
But do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Ah!
What more proof do we need?
Sorry, we have to go through it again.
Give it up. You killed her.
Okay, I know which one it is. I just need to...
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
Okay.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do you need?
Okay, I'll do the thing next time. I'll do the thing where I do that.
Give it
Gosh.
You killed her.
Is there any way to, like, go through them? Can I go through them quicker? Or do I just have to go through them like that?
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Yeah.
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to
Okay,
this
okay.
incident,
It's coming.
the modus operandi matches completely.
That one, that one, that no! I hit it and everything! I just hit the wrong button.
Give it up.
No!
You killed her.
I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, you are wonderful.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Okay, I'll just sit on the outside.
That would
Yep. Okay.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now
Here we come. Here we come.
When you
One more?
compare your past
One more?
murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
There we go. Finally. Why was that so... Okay.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
What's wrong with those?
No creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right? Ah, yes! That
is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
So Chihiro didn't fit the pattern. That's what he's saying. Let me get some water. If you take a look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is, I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Their names. All the names. I'm not going to read them through. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the movie side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man-madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing,
There we go.
I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
In the school, there are scissors!
Scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class
And that, and that!
world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Question mark? She goes, surprise! Yo!
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
Exactly. Yep. She didn't do it, Byakuya!
I'm wrong.
You're wrong, Byakuya.
All of you.
Got her dogs.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yep. Yep.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
But, it could be someone has the ability to read. There is one person who could have copied Genocide Jack cases. I don't want to say that it's Byakuya. I don't want to say that. That makes me so sad. Where is he? Oh, there he is.
Here's my answer.
I don't want to say that though.
Byakuya,
I also know
it's possible
wrong,
you
so.
could have found out, isn't it?
It is
You'd have no
possible.
problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
He's quiet. He's quiet.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
He's quiet. Wait a minute.
The reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the
Can't be
scene
that
to
easy.
disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
Yeah, can you speak, please, bestie?
See. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Yes, sir, you made yourself very suspicious.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
I mean, you're in that library all the time.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And you were on time to the food thing? Like, you're never on time. I really hate to say that. In the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody's searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
Wait, this is actually really sus.
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim
But
was
Chihiro.
Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Facts.
On the contrary,
I will
there's
fight
something
for you,
very
Byakuya.
strange.
I got you. But we
Okay,
have to be
then.
besties.
What's so strange about it? Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
Yeah. There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. Excuse me. A new element has been added. Yes, tell me about it, please. This time I messed up. Okay. We're going to talk about a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down with the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. Oh, okay. This memorized phase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have an answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and then use that to make your case. Okay, so I just hold down. Okay, I can do that. I've seen people do it. I just didn't know what button it was. When's the best time for a flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits. Thank you. Thank you. In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun! Thanks. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it!
I thought you only liked 2D.
For any guy.
I thought you only liked
The
2D.
victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
you wish you'd taken me with you.
The victim was Chihiro, yes. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. How he could have known before we'd even found it. Okay, I need to make a contradiction clear. What?
So, you said Byakuya
It's-
was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
I guess
He
I
was acting
take
weird.
Chihiro.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it!
I don't
That's
like
a
him.
natural reaction for any
I
guy.
hate him.
The victim was Chihiro.
No, 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 no! No, I did the wrong thing. Oh, what do you think? That was a mistake and something I said. No, 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 I think you're fine, Byakuya. You're great.
So, you said Byakuya was
You're
acting
great,
kinda
sir.
weird before we found the body.
Okay.
But he was acting weird... how?
I'm not dumb. I just okay. Yes, Hifumi. Thank you. Thank you. You're perv. Thank you.
Absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a
Wait,
girl.
I hold down on it.
Of course, I would suggest
With my
we
right
check the
mouse
girls'
button.
locker room.
I held down on it with my right mouse button. Fast forward. Hold on the control key. Okay, we've learned it. Weak spots. Firing truth bullets loading. Quick select. Truth bullet flashback. Hold down with the left mouse button. So... left mouse button's this one. Yes. I did it right then. The first time I thought. Or did it fire? Okay.
There was
We'll
no
try.
time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
Okay, we'll try again.
taking me with you.
I hate you. Okay. Yep. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
So, you said Byakuya, he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to
That's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Okay.
So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room.
There was no time. What's so strange?
Okay. Try it now. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird...
What?
before we found
So
the
it's
body.
before they found the body on... This is so... What?
So,
What?
you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural.
The victim was Chihiro.
No, it's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
Okay, then tell
Up
me.
until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't
Couldn't have known who the victim was.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's
But
a good answer.
wasn't
I
Chihiro
must
the
admit.
only one who wasn't there?
Interesting.
Right?
Very
The only one who wasn't at the...
But you're...
Yes, thank you.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely
Oh.
you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? I feel like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, and he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is, I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
I don't know. That's... The differences between this case and the Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible. He's not responsible. What could it be? Oh my gosh, he's not responsible for it. It's the gender thing. What?
What? The difference between the cases?
Okay.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must
wasn't really
be
well.
something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey,
It could not have been
where'd you get it
Byakuya.
from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Oh crap, I hit the wrong thing.
Somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
It's not him! Okay, yeah. The Byakuya didn't use a rope.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, I use my
Oh.
I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was... It was some kind of rope.
That's right! Then there must be
Oh.
something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya. Wait,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Go!
Honestly, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Okay, yeah. I don't think we need any more time right now.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special, and I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended. It was some kind of...
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very...
hey, Byakuya. Wait,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Shoot! Yes!
No, it's wrong.
Dun. But it's not him!
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
He wouldn't have let us. I don't
Because you
think
see,
he would have.
that
at
rope,
least.
or should I say, that extension
Extension cord.
What? An extension cord?
Yeah, but anyone could have had access to that. That's the thing.
You've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this
He's so
time
pretty. It's unfair.
went missing.
I'm gonna
after
scream
the
at him
murder.
for making himself look like a suspect.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
Everyone has access to the library.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yeah.
I don't think that's what happened. No!
So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
No.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
What?
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to
But
do
it's
something
not
like this to win.
him!
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Thank you, Makoto.
Do we really need to?
I know, but still,
We do.
there's something that's still bothering me.
Hit me with it.
And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her
Be
in the
nice.
girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
So, no, you
Specifically,
didn't.
I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
No, you didn't. Shut
What
up.
about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what Byakuya said is truth? There's no way he could have gotten into the girls' locker room. Junko and Sayaka's, what's it called? E-handbooks. They were completely fine in the thing about it. No, I don't think so. There's definitely something about what he said. The scene of the crime.
I got it!
He's gonna
Say
explain.
you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker
Go
room,
for it.
right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing.
But it wasn't
What
Byakuya.
kind of question is that? Even
It's
in
not
the
you,
world
sir.
of
Just
disappointment,
shush.
this is a true letdown.
You're a true letdown. Shut your mouth.
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later.
Yeah, but I don't think it's
Along with the rest of the
Byakuya.
murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Yeah.
I believe I do.
Yeah. Why would she ask you to help her get stronger? I'm just saying. Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
I'll tell you.
Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Bet. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something... Okay, yeah, about the rugs. The rugs were switched. Okay. Switched up between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. It's this one. But I don't think we're there yet. I think it's this one.
I got it.
Yep.
The proof
How's
she
that
was
for
killed
ya?
somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some poster?
Yeah, nerd, you didn't even see it.
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
It's 2021, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
It's 2021, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
That doesn't really seem to belong in a boys'
It's
locker room.
2021.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker room.
The rugs.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
You're referring to my protein coffee.
I
aren't you?
Yeah.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that
She's
after
actually
the
really
murder,
pretty,
the
yo.
stain had been totally
She's so pretty.
scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I got it.
The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
Definitely the stain from my protein.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
Because they're trying to
The
hide a murder.
scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
I agree, Makoto.
In other
What?
words, in order
Yes.
to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
To throw blame?
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
This is the part that I
Handbook
forget.
Should have only allowed her access
I mean,
to the
I know
boys' locker room.
all that, but I don't know about
She
the...
had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Well,
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
you can
I
now?
highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Here we go. Okay,
Is it
let's
really
take a minute.
possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
How does he know about
She
that?
had that. She could get into the boys' locker room no
Okay, so I'm
problem.
gonna say no, that's wrong to that. Technically, or theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room, but when we found Leon's handbook, there was no doubt it was, in which case, can we really say she used it? Okay.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really
I got it! She must have hacked her. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have...
No, I don't think that she used the thing that was...
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong. I mean, Hiro may be kind of dumb sometimes, but the mailbox was there for every... Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Chihiro used Leon's
That's a good
handbook.
point. I just didn't... I guess they do have a lot of time to just, like, go look around at things. I didn't think that he would have gone and looked, honestly. Just because, like, I don't know if that's something I would have done, so maybe that was my mistake in being like, how would you know that? But, yeah.
Why not?
He may be dumb sometimes, but, I mean, that is there for everyone to see, so you're very right.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Well...
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says
He's so
nothing
beautiful
about
and
borrowing.
annoying.
In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Oh, so I can't give it to you, but... No. Let's say I'm giving you my handbook. That's not allowed. Okay, I just can't... The person who owns the handbook just can't give it, but okay.
Of course,
I had said something
that
the
wouldn't
other way
make
around
any
earlier.
sense Anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Smart.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Well...
So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for...
No. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya's the one who did it. Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
My girl!
I agree with you, though.
Oh, that's
I
right.
think you're on the right track.
Yep.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get
Be
in the
quiet,
locker
Bugle
room.
Boy.
So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that,
Big brain.
why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. What do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Class trial recess. I'm still listening. I'm just gonna
What is it you want to show
close the
us?
blinds.
Not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Go.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Yes. So before I even knew it was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was back to the scene of the crime.
The girls' locker room?
We've already
Oh
searched
good,
this
they're gonna
place
talk, I
top
don't have to.
bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad that they are, just because, like, my voice, after voicing, I say that very loosely, after, like, doing their voices for a little while, it does start to hurt my throat. So yeah, I'm glad that they're still talking just a little bit.
Carefully.
No!
Using
You
our
may not.
hands?
Oh my gosh! Enderan, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Next week will not be a normal week, but on normal weeks, because I'm going out of town, but normal weeks, we stream every day at 12 p.m. and at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we play games like, of course, Danganronpa. We're playing through that game this summer. And Omori. We also do some Minecraft, Genshin Impact, and I recently just threw Dead by Daylight into the mix. So yeah, thank you so much for the follow. I hope that you enjoy your stay here, and you're always welcome. Yeah. It's good that they did. It just feels weird. Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
Good. Back away, sir.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
Just none of this feels right. Just none of this feels right.
Based on religious grounds, you know?
My friend is now playing Dying Light.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
This is also
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl on
Oh my gosh!
What you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
At least she's really polite. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
This just feels so weird.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring widely at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he.
I mean, technically that doesn't matter, but...
Thank you for confirming this fact.
There are definitely better ways to handle this. They could have gone to Chihiro's room, seen the blue sheets, no bathroom lock, a toolkit for instance, or the way the anime does, and could have just had Kyoko say it, though that has its own problems with her wanting to be confident in everyone to be confident in their own conclusions. Almost anything is better than, yeah, no, I would agree. This is just weird. It just feels wrong. But I definitely agree with that. They could have done this a lot better.
I wouldn't joke about this.
Also, I have no idea what Chihiro's pronouns are. So I literally have not used them. I think I used them once the entire time I played this, and it was like just now, a little bit ago.
Chihiro was a guy?
Bruh, calm down.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
It's like, why would you have the males in the room? Yeah. Yeah. Like, why is everyone... Yeah. Yeah.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
This whole trial, man. I like... Stop. Stop, Toko. Stop. Okay. I like the reveal of Jill. Of Genocide Jill. That's fun for me, but the rest of the trial with all this, they could have handled it so much better. Even if they didn't know she was a guy, they shouldn't have had the males in there. Yeah, I agree.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Bruh, it could have been.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
This could have been handled so much better.
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Does anyone know Chihiro's pronouns?
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the
'Cause
class trial.
even though it's just a video game character, I don't want to be inconsiderate. I like feel bad.
The
You're the wrong
shocking
ones.
revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
There's just so much
Yes,
about this.
well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Do you think that Chihiro was actually a guy? Do you want that to be spoiled? I mean, I've seen the anime, so like I know vaguely how things play out, very vaguely. This is, I don't think I mind personally. I don't know if anyone in chat minds a spoiler. I think I somewhat remember. I'm not gonna say to love for spoilers, but yeah, I think I kind of remember, but I feel bad saying the wrong thing. And so I don't know if I'm saying the wrong thing or not, so maybe I'll just use both. This is canon. Chihiro only uses male pronouns when speaking about himself. Okay. And... Okay. Okay. Seems mildly... wanted to be open about it. Okay. Okie dokie. Thank you. Sounds good. Okay.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys'
Wasn't
locker room.
the, like, people seeing him as a girl thing, wasn't that accidental? It's just because he likes wearing feminine clothing, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that because of that, then people had seen him as a female? Am I correct in that assumption? Or is my memory serve me in any way, shape, or form?
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker
Was
room.
intentionally. That's more because he didn't like people saying he's weak even though he's a boy. Gotcha. I see now. Okay, I think I'm following. Thank you guys. That's always confused me, and I was worried about this trial for that reason, just because like I don't want to be inconsiderate or something. So yeah.
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
Which Byakuya didn't know about, so he's
understand
innocent.
the motive for moving the body, but
Thanks.
yes, that does seem plausible.
Well,
Yup.
I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Bruh.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally
Byakuya kind of rude.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
But he didn't know about that. That's the thing.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Like when he didn't know about it, he was caught off guard. So
He's off
why
in
would
his
he
own
know?
little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
No, I do not.
Without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But
I think that was accidental.
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Thank you.
But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Yeah, but people can be wrong, just saying.
Just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... How can I put
Little
it?
World comment is definitely
Overt.
something. Saying something coming from Hifumi of all people. I think I might have misheard it or something. I don't remember it. Oh, he's off his own little... I see. Yeah, I remember now.
To the murder.
I have a really bad memory.
At least...
But facts.
That's how I
Facts. He's like,
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
Yep.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy.
Yep.
If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
Yep.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as
fine.
For the time being.
Mark it as. Are you my teacher?
Mark it as correct?
Yeah, thank
He's
you.
right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
You what?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you. I'm telling you
What? I forgot about
Very
this.
hard to believe.
I find it very hard to believe.
Bro!
You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
Why would you do that?
Why? Why do you do that to his body?
Homie said, yeah, he really did say, that one's too easy. We need another difficulty level.
My reasons hardly matter.
Man!
Uncovering the culprit is much
This
more
guy,
important, wouldn't you
this
say?
guy.
Now then, if it wasn't me,
I love him! He's awful.
Well, I don't think I can say for
Thank
sure
you.
without talking about it a little more.
Okay, then talk about it, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die. here.
Correct. Correct.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Oh, Tim's. Yo! I can't wait for Fuyuhiko, guys. He's like one of my favorites.
What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
Yeah.
We still have time to make our decision.
Not just one extra difficulty
Very
level, but
true.
two. He framed both Jack. He did. He really did.
excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
He was like, yo, this is way too easy. I'm gonna really screw everyone over. I just want to see if maybe I can get myself outed, like, off, you know. No! This guy's a maniac! Love him. But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is the guy.
I got it!
The scene of the crime, since this crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. I can't speak. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Here we go. This reminds me of the certain. Okay, I'm changing the difficulty later.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the
Bruh.
killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Would that be
It's
Celeste's
over.
account, maybe?
It's all over.
No.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's
No!
not like they're just
Is
gonna
that one?
turn themselves in. Game
Right?
over, man. Game
Not
over.
only the killer saw. Okay, yeah, y'all are pathetic. Yep. Be sad.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who? Well,
Did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the killer,
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some... Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
it's over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Thank you.
No, that's wrong.
Shotties.
I believe someone else did see the victim before
Thank
he
you.
was murdered.
Thank
What do you
you.
think, Celeste?
Oh, it's not on
Now
auto.
that you mention it, yes.
I knew that.
I did see him.
Yep. Preach. Wait, auto. Auto. Thank you.
Oh, but But I
Tell him.
suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Thank you. I agree with that one. They were whining so much.
Right before nighttime, I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Tell him.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then,
He's so adorable.
I assume, he headed off
Yeah,
to
I was just thinking about that.
Track
Like
jacket?
Makoto, or did I say it
He
right?
didn't
She
find
puts,
anything like that at the murder scene.
she says ma instead of ma, and then she
It
puts
seems
emphasis on the
likely
first
that the culprit
syllable.
destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kinda in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for
That's
him,
true.
I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
Indeed.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Because he couldn't get into the locker room,
Because he was
bro.
afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
I know.
But knowing
I
what
know
you
who
know,
it is.
I can't even guess.
I can. Don't worry.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Okay.
Huh?
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Indeed.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that?
What?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even
I know who it is, but like, how is that?
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
I don't want to.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. I'm gonna be so bad at this, I apologize. Celeste's account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
That is correct.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have
Why
a
are
tracksuit.
you...
'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out
I
who the
feel like
culprit
it
is?
No
does.
way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just said without even realizing it.
Mm-hmm. How did he know something like that? Mm-hmm.
First of all, we know what
Chihiro, he was on his way to say next week. Why did he choose?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Never said what the.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him.
Here we go. Here we go. Just took me a minute. Okay. Get dunked on, Bugle Boy!
What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago,
You
she
said!
said,
You said! I saw him wearing a track jacket into a duffel bag, or stuffing a track jacket. I can read. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's color.
Thank you. Thank you.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
I'm
Then,
special.
Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
Do we have to do the spacebar thing again? I'm so bad at that.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Chihiro.
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
I love Jack's name for people. Big Mac, Cherry,
He
yeah.
was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the track jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag.
Exactly.
If you
There we go,
just
it's
ran
auto.
into him briefly,
Sorry, this is important.
You couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Exactly.
But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
What do you mean?
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah,
Bruh.
now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from
I
the
love
culprit.
Kyoko.
That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was
It
my
worked,
target
did
all
it
along.
not?
I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
There you go.
Why? What made you so suspicious?
Because it's best friend. The way he talked.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Yes, I did notice this, and then I didn't say anything about it because I was like, I
Only
don't know what
call
that was.
guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to
Notice
refer
this.
to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You didn't notice such a tiny detail?
You kind of have to.
She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
But say him and Chihiro were friends.
Mondo, was it really you?
Ah,
Really?
I hate this part.
Chihiro?
It's kind of sad.
I didn't kill anyone.
Okay, we are gonna have to do the
You've been
spacebar
all
thing.
over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my
And
mouth.
no, that was, I remember, I have a
Right to treat
recording.
me like a goddamn criminal.
I have you on video saying it. I caught you in 4K.
False accusation.
I'm sorry, but your bestie is.
My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
But
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem.
I love that little
Seems
clue.
we are all
The people who pick
leads.
up on it, it's about 50-50 with people assuming he uses the term neutrally and assuming he knows something we don't in my experience. Yeah, I knew about it because I knew from the anime. I refer to people like dude or whoever. All my terms that I use are gender neutral. But I did notice that he said dude. And I was like, oh, you just gave yourself away, and that's going to be a piece of evidence. And honestly, I thought that we were going to use Mondo's account as a truth bullet somewhere in here. I bet we're probably going to come up to that. But he did use dude, and so I was like, because he does refer to people with, like, gendered terms, so...
My time has nearly come.
What do you mean?
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
He vibe.
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Okay, then shut mouth, please.
Does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, that, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook.
Bruh!
I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Chihiro. Because Chihiro was missing his.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Yes.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
They aren't.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Yeah, and I'm curious.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks get broken? There's only one possible way. It has a weak point, is what he said,
You
so...
already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Steel trap up here, man.
Sure.
Actually, it's not. I'm
That's
surprised I
it.
remembered.
But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
I love
But
her.
if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point
Get
of
to
my
it, Monokuma.
cutting-edge e-handbook is... When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break! I flip it.
Sauna. I don't get Monokuma here. Just make a new rule that breaking your handbook is against the rules or something. Why complain that people might? That's a very good point. He could just make a new rule. As we know, he likes to do that, so it could work. He could have done that. I don't understand why he just had to, oh, okay, fine. Like, I don't know, that doesn't seem very much like him to me.
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found
Listen,
the
that
victim's
does that
handbook in the
matter?
sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
Mondo's handbook broke.
Mystery.
Mondo was fully clothed when he went into the sauna. His handbook broke. He would be the one to know about
What
that.
if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
Probably tested it out with Leon's.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I do. I'm the witness.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
Yeah.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
He's realizing. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes into the sauna. It was Mondo. He's realizing and it breaks my heart.
Here's my answer.
The friendship makes me sad. That part makes me sad.
Mondo,
Like, yeah.
your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Shuddy.
Why? Why do you keep accusing me?
Because he's the one that's guilty.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago. Remember? And for
Tell
the
him.
contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
Yup.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
What if he had to use Leon's? Like, in order to get
When
from
it
place
was
to
all
place or
over,
something, right?
Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
I wonder. Taka is definitely a model student. Prioritizes learning new information even while his brothers. The friends are suspects. Yeah, or his bro, I guess. I love how seemingly minor scenes like the endurance contest have a habit of coming back as super important later. Yeah, honestly, they really do. It's crazy. Stuff that doesn't, like, that isn't a truth bullet. That's just, like, brought up in conversation.
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
He did. I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. I did. Why am I yawning? Okay.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
How do I change?
What he
Wait.
says is-
How do I go through them? I've never gone through them. Hold on. Influence gauge, focus gauge, concentration, fast forward. Press the left mouse button. Loading. Move the mouse wheel.
You broke your own handbook.
Okay.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
Then
Look!
pull it out.
Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I don't believe that. I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown. If I can just prove that, then it will show that the handbook Mondo must actually be...
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is
I
correct,
think it's a broken
then
handbook.
you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Okay, then show us your handbook.
Goddamn handbook works just fine.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
He switched it with
Mondo,
Leon's.
the handbook you have right now. Is it really yours?
He switched it with Leon's. He didn't use Leon's as a
What is that
tester.
supposed to mean?
He wouldn't do that. Okay.
The broken handbook that was in the main hall.
That
Is
is.
that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
Powered up right now!
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
Exactly.
That's
That's.
right. The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Indeed.
Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says
No, no,
loaning
no,
out your
no,
handbook
no.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
You're not wrong.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
It's not wrong.
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
Don't make me do the spacebar
I'm happy
thing.
to admit I made a mistake, but
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on,
Bro.
tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Then, okay.
then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
I'm gonna
That
second
way,
this part.
Everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Yes. Here we go. Okay, so Chihiro is getting stuff from here. Celeste there. Okay. That's, yeah, she would have seen and pointed. Then stuffs it in. Okay, then uses, no, she goes into the boys. Right? Let me see all of these. Okay. I'm trying to think. Would this be it? And then scans on the boys? Or is it... Those are boys. Okay, no, no, no. In the boys' locker room. Okay. Says hi to Mondo. Goes and hangs stuff up. And then... Would it be this? Would that be it? Stands up, blood splatter, with the splatter on the poster. Then next, I love it when the character heads or sprites on the side just go on a full-on seizure when the character gets mad. Yeah. Okay. Is dead. Rolls up carpet. Picks up Chihiro. Hello. Why? Okay. Rolls up carpet. This is the... No. Give me a second. Takes down the poster. Right? Is that correct? Takes down the poster. Grabs Chihiro. This falls out, right? No. Or girls' locker room? Let's look at all of this first. Goes in, takes Chihiro into girls' locker room. Byakuya finds. Byakuya. Do... Oh, gracious. Watch me struggle. Okay. This has to be the girls, right? I think that's correct. This must be the dumbbell, right? He had to grab the dumbbell, too. The dumbbell. I think it's the dumbbell. Okay, sees. Does he get this? Yeah, he has it in the next scene, so that's the only thing that makes sense. Writes that. Tosses it. He goes to the sauna, tosses it in the sauna. Yes, and then it breaks. Let's hope I'm right. I don't think... Oh, okay.
The killer is...
We're gonna try it out. We're gonna try it out.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
Okay, I'm gonna auto it. Actually, I forgot to do that. There's a bug.
Last night,
I think I killed it.
Celeste saw Chihiro
Yeah.
in the
Goodbye,
warehouse
little
with
gnat.
Brent. At the time, she was apparently
I love
stuffing
this music.
something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand,
Okay, I had that
Chihiro
correct.
headed out, even
Now
though
we're
it
in
was
Act 2.
officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the.
Oh, that's Byakuya's hand, isn't it?
But how could the victim, who was
Did I
apparently
do it
a
wrong?
girl, access the boys' locker room?
Yes, I got it right. Okay, I thought it was Byakuya's hand for a second. I was like, oh no.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is
Technically,
why
that
he
don't
was
matter,
able to
but-
use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Chihiro is so adorable.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Why though? Okay, I got it right.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby
You would also have to be that strong to pick up that dumbbell. I didn't say it, but seriously, you gotta have muscles for that.
And attacked him.
It's brutal, man. I got it right!
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Yeah.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and
This
hide
is the
the
one I think this might be wrong.
First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Dang it. Okay. Rearrange the events. Okay. So it's just in Act 3. Everything in Act 1 and Act 2 is correct. What would you be? Hanging up the poster in the... Oh, no, no. The card? What? Do I have something really wrong? It's the girls thing, isn't it? It's the girls thing, right? And then the dumbbell goes here, maybe? Or the door open? Is that here? Can you click the question mark? Okay. Wait, question mark. Okay. Oh, the killer took something from the other locker room and switched it. It must have been this. Unless it's... No. I didn't even know that. I'm gonna move this down then. Which locker room? I had no clue. That has to be right. Those things, that's gotta be it. Okay.
Exactly what happened.
Thank you.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. Not much problem. And that's
Dang,
exactly
sad.
how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no.
Byakuya Togami.
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the
I hate
situation,
him.
making things even more complicated.
This man's really out here.
Stumbling on the crime scene, he went
Said
and
we're gonna
grabbed
make
the extension cord
everyone
from the
possible
library,
a culprit.
and then he got to work.
Dumb.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
This man's.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Bro, he must have really not liked Toko. Like, really not liked her.
Time that Byakuya was putting together this facade. The killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Byakuya's bangs, though. Yeah.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the
This
sauna.
music, man.
And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right,
Bugle
Mongol?
Boy. Yes. I have it on my playlist. I have this song on my playlist.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah.
I
your
just
evidence?
gave you the evidence. I'm really sorry, Taka.
You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo's the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Yeah, pull up your handbook. Once I do that, everything will become clear. New element has been added. Yes. Let's talk about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. You can press right mouse button, left mouse button, right mouse button, left, however you want to destroy the verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got the access to special time, right? So we've compared something called nega time that your opponent can't use. It's like Sega, right? You just move the letters. But yeah. If the opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle, then your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tough for your... Oh no, this is not good. I'm already really bad at this. If you activate fever time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was so worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use it. Well then, good luck, have fun. Okay, I'm so bad at this part.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False.
What? I've already forgotten how to do this. Influence gauge. Okay, tempo marker. Yes, I know what that is. Yeah. So lock on is right mouse button. Okay.
Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen.
Oh no.
I refute you.
This is so bad. Hold up. How was it with spacebar?
False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence.
I'm so bad at this.
Show me some evidence. This should prove it.
Sorry, I'm really bad at this. Also, okay. These mini games are so weird narratively. Like, Makoto drew a nice comic proving beyond a shadow of a doubt it was Mondo. On the other hand, Taka's a better dancer. Yeah, clearly Makoto did it despite not even being a suspect. Yeah. Also, always said when the suspect isn't even the person. Yeah. It's like they believe in the person that did the killing so much that they are willing to go to bat for them, and it just makes me sad.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's.
Like, they're not even the one
In which
bleeding.
case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
He's gonna admit it.
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Can you give me like a why though, buddy? Oh, okay. This last part is gonna be like -5 points. Yup, it was bad, okay. I got an A though. Probably because this is way too easy. I should have set it on the harder difficulty. I thought that I was gonna get like 3 bullets every single time. And so I was like, okay, I can work with that. If I did it on the difficulty I set it to.
What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
Bro.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
This is so
No
sad.
holding, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank. Who will you elect as the blackened this time around?
It's kind of sad.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
This is really sad, not gonna lie. He's not even my favorite or anything. He just like... just kind of sad.
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mundo Owada! Yo. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. Yes. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
This is so sad. Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually,
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward to the text. Fast forward the text? Oh, no, I want to. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could. Remember, so he couldn't overcome his weakness. Oh, and he couldn't. Thank you for the water. I almost wish that that was canon in the game. It'd be so sad, but I feel like it would be so fitting. You know, like it just like, I feel like it would work well. Sadly. But I like that stage play version. That breaks my heart, dude. So you have to vote correctly. Be punished in addition. Ooh, to the majority miss. No. That's so sad, dude. Ugh. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself deeper and deeper into that weakness. How did I see that? Okay, it's fine. To take on the fragile form of a petite young girl, he had chosen that as his way out. Now, nobody will ever be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, I have to switch voices very quickly, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Baby. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy. And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and stronger, and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to?
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Man's really.
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to be. Or aspired to, you know what I mean. I can't talk. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong! I know that's such a hero, but I just sounded better in Monokuma. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? He did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that supposed to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he'd killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. Dude's got a code, not necessarily always the best code, but a code. Facts. Facts. He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you? Because no matter what, I don't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed. That's impossible! Nothing could have been that bad! Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone? It's impossible!
Don't make
Yeah, Mondo, why? Facts. How many times must I repeat myself? I spit on my screen on accident. To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. It's so sad. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? The embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know. You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother! Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Is this a spoiler-free run? I mean, I watched the anime, so I knew about this. Everyone say hi to Kageyama. But I watched the anime, so I knew about this. But I don't know, like, all the details of how the trials play out, I guess. Like, I remember the next killer, and I remember vaguely who died. I don't remember how it happened. That one confused me when I watched it. I might remember the fourth. But I don't remember the fifth at all. I think that was when I was like, I don't care about this anymore, because I did not like the anime. The game is much better. Mondo's older brother, his name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. I can speak. Daya is supposed to be, this big bad biker, but he can't balance for anything, wobbling all over the place. Yeah, he's a little shaky, Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw at Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of other members of the gang. Which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just this one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race! Crazy Diamond. But during the race, tragedy struck. I can't. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. Seagull, no! Seagull, no! If you guys don't know, Seagull is my younger sister. Just said, watch out, Rye, I may become a Mondo kitty one day. No! Please do not! But suddenly... Bro... Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I messed up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid, the rest is up to you now. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team. You and me put together. It's a promise between men. Bro, interesting to me. Flashback to official art, etc. Mondo is wearing white. In the game, he's wearing black. He is likely in a constant state of mourning for what happened with his brother. Also, a gang started by Diamond, Diamond, crazy diamonds. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Bro. That is so sad. That is so sad. Oh my gosh. Bro. That breaks my heart for all of them. Dang. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and to keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. As a result... Oh yes, second game is my favorite. I love the second game so much. I do cosplay. I have a Makoto cosplay. It's not my favorite just because I'm very bad with styling wigs. But I am getting I'm making a Chihiro... No. Not Chihiro. Chiaki. Duh. Chiaki cosplay and a, what's it called? A Nagito cosplay. So, yes, I will be doing those. And yes, I am playing all 3 this summer. July, I don't have as many things going on. August, there's not as many things going on. But yeah, hopefully I can get through all 3 this summer. So yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The second one is my favorite. It's so good. And such an interesting range of secrets for the motives of this chapter. Bedwetting, serial killing, cross-dressing to avoid bullying, feeling responsible for your brother's death, wish to get the rest. Honestly, I think, yes, Peko! Yes! I love Peko. We share a birthday. Peko and I. Yeah. I feel like I know what Byakuya's is. I think I know what Kyoko's is. Maybe. No, I don't think that would have been a big enough secret, but I think I know what Byakuya's is because I heard someone mention it in the second playthrough of Danganronpa that I watched. Another Peko fan, they do exist. Yes, I really like Peko, and I think it's because we share a birthday. Also, I love that we share a birthday because I never share a birthday with any characters, and so to have one, it's like yes. But yeah, yeah, I'm curious. I want to know. Someone said that Hifumi's was probably that he once simped for a girl that wasn't 2D. I think someone had another made-up one, and I was like, that is perfect. Oh, they had one for Mondo that was like, he went out without his hairstyle once and no one recognized him. I was like, that would be so funny. Oh boy. The team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose his kid brother, so he got stupid and killed himself, and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Strong. Strong. And yet... As soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma appeared, revealing all of the embarrassing secrets. And at that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why... That's why... Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all kinds of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or to say. But after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right about then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden? Huh? 'Cause I mean, you've kept it a secret this whole time, right? If anyone found out, you wouldn't.
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing a lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying...
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh? I was jealous. Jealous of Chihiro's strength. Oh. I'm not okay. I will not cry. I will not cry. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. These two are such an interesting study in different types of strength. For real! I was just thinking that Chihiro had the mental and emotional strength to try and overcome his physical weakness. Mondo uses his physical strength to mask his mental and emotional weakness. Imagine them in a non-killing game scenario if Mondo had ever gotten into therapy for his survivor's guilt. Yeah, honestly. Dude, they could have really helped each other. They could have really helped each other, and it breaks my heart that we didn't get to see that. That's what's so sad about this game. Is there are so many things about it that we could get to see happen, but because it's a killing game and this only has a certain number of survivors, we don't get to see that. And that just breaks my heart, dude. It was the kind of strength I've never had, so I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you messing with me right now?
No.
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. Felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I just supposed to sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything? It sucks when your faves get killed off early. Facts.
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. I'm strong. I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a
And
bitch.
stronger than Daya. Bro, I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down on the ground. Hey! I killed him.
I killed Chihiro.
Sorry. You say.
Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Bro. Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in his heart, lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. Damn it! Mondo Koopa, that's not good. Didn't even intentionally do it. He blacked out from running his trauma. Yeah. Ah. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human being in cold blood! Did the execution happen yet? No, not yet. Had to look for a bit. We cried on stream today. Facts. Did you see your hope anywhere? Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. Yeah, it's coming up soon. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead and say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as you want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately can't do that right now because time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened who disturbs the peace will get punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader! Yeah, I don't feel like it's a good execution. No, wait!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I'm not okay. I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Bro. Agner theme going on, but it's still a non-choice. Yeah, I think the cage of death symbolizes, like, I mean, this is probably exactly what it symbolizes, but the way that I see, like, the cage of death thing is, it's his own trap that he put himself in. He was the one who challenged his brother to become leader. He was the one who got his brother killed. And technically, I still think that was his brother's fault. I don't think that Mondo should put the blame all on himself, but the cage that he put himself in was all those lies, and it ended up being his demise. And so, yeah. Kind of sad. Laugh at death, and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be my brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. Oh my gosh! Ah! Fungus, thank you so much for the follow! Thank you, thank you! Next week is not a normal week, so what I'm about to say is, like, Sadly, this won't be happening next week, but I do stream on normal weeks. I stream at 12 p.m. and at 5 p.m. Today is just going to be one big long stream. So yeah, I won't be streaming at 5 because I have to pack for vacation. And then, yeah, we play games like Danganronpa, playing through the whole series this summer. We also play Amori and some Minecraft with my sister, who is Seagull in the chat, if you've seen. And then we've added Dead by Daylight to the mix too. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy your stay, and thank you so much for the follow. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Taka. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we each were forced to realize once again. But he, of course, had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya? Crazy, man. He's crazy. You're completely insane. You know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I made things more interesting. Well, yeah, he did, so I... His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of a child. Where did I get that? I also really struggle to read, so don't mind me. Like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. How did I get child from death? Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too? That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. You knew this whole time, you absolute idiot! Sir! He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So, you're saying you knew the culprit from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would it have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. This man! I like and hate him more and more as time goes on. Which is why I decided to lend a helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did that all to liven things up? So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create a fake murder scene? But damn, man! If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked at me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Hey, bestie. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. Bruh.
Correct.
So, that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. That would totally work, Byakuya. Good job. I know you're about to vote for me, but I saw Mondo do it. Seriously, you should just believe me. The prime suspect. I have no reason to lie. Exactly. I was like... He's got just stellar reasoning. He's so good at this that he's just that good. He's just that good. Makes sense, right? Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next?
You...
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? You don't like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself!
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating! These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair! Oh yeah, New World Order. Yeah. So, do you mean... Or what do you mean? I can... Mean? 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 Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor. And then everything will be revealed to me. Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship. Manga's New World Order, yes. Shut up. I would never stoop to a level of childish criminal like you. Just let me say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you are up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
I mean... Hello! Hi, welcome to the stream. Have you been here? Hello, if not, welcome! Byakuya, you lovable asshole. Me every time he comes on screen. That is literally how I feel about him. Dude is like, I love him, but you suck, man. The way both Monokuma and Byakuya treat Byakuya like he's a character of the story is always hilarious to me. Yes, exactly. In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is foregone conclusion.
You're getting all right.
Oh, so cool! It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. You're right. I love what happens in 2. Same! I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper! Sounds like someone needs a nap. Okay, are we at a save point? Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell and had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted all to nothing. It was the worst kind of despair. Monokuma's English VA has gotten a lot of hate from the fan base, which isn't fair.
Anyway,
I like Monokuma's VA.
This is a pretty good
I
spot.
think the voice is fine.
A really good spot.
Thank you.
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match.
Honestly, I do hate him. I hated him in the anime. I was like, why are you here? But he's so fun to voice for. And so it's like, ah! Whenever I see him, I'm like, haha, it's time. So yeah, that's the only reason I really like Monokuma. He's just fun to voice for.
But I must admit, I'm disappointed.
Also, facts. How's he so good at that string game?
I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
I think I know who he's talking to. He's got claws. A good villain is someone interesting, not just someone who's there for the play to hate. Yeah, of course. There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
There are just so many things that point. Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
My. You really took me by surprise there.
No, I don't know who
I
this is.
know I said you could ask anything, but...
I knew Grey Guy was working with Monokuma.
Denied.
Exactly. Knew it!
Demonic denied.
Monika's 16 students?
That's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Okay, I think I do know who that is. I thought that, yeah, there's a 16th student. Boy's Life of Despair. 2A close. I'm also going to go ahead and end my recording real quick. 10 students left. Okay. To be continued. So I'm gonna end my recording real quick. After I... Okay. Oh my gosh! Yay! Kunibu, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you enjoy your stay. Welcome. On a normal week, next week is not a normal week, I will be gone. But on a normal week, we stream every day at 12 p.m. and at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, playing games like Genshin Impact, Danganronpa, of course, playing through all of those this summer, Omori, Dead by Daylight, Minecraft with my little sister. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and welcome, and I hope you enjoy your stay. So yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna save the data, and then I'm going to end my recording here. Okay, I'm gonna end the recording, and then we'll wrap up stream. Okie dokie. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're over on YouTube, be sure to leave a like and a comment. This one is a bit long, but yeah, big trial, a lot to unpack. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye!